More new indictments in the Walker County Jail investigation, a case that seems to get bigger every time we see new court filings. And now the new filings put in on court on Monday here named 6 new defendants. 3 of these folks still work for the Walker County Sheriff's Office. 3 no longer work there. All are charged federally now in connection with Tony Mitchell's incarceration, and most in connection with his death. Remember, he died in custody after he was arrested back in January of 2023, a case that has now led to, at this point, now more than 20 folks who have either been charged in connection to the case or have agreed to plead guilty, all related to his death in custody in the Walker County Sheriff's Office. Some of the new things we learned in these court filings put out into court on Monday include that some of these correctional officers are charged with basically bribing an inmate to be their enforcer, to attack and assault another inmate on their behalf as sort of discipline, if you will. According to the court documents and to federal investigators, they then paid that inmate with extra food and also with kind of a falsified character reference, saying this inmate was no problem, when in fact he had been assaulting another inmate on their behalf, and that was the payment they gave him for doing that. It also accuses some of these officers of assaulting inmates while they were already restrained or handcuffed, some of them making them bleed after those attacks. There was assaults, they say, one of which they say was basically punishment because an inmate had escaped from the jail a couple days after he was captured and brought back. This indictment alleges that they then punished him by beating him as a punishment for trying to escape. More in this case is unfolding almost by the day, but again, these new charges include 3 current officers who are now, the sheriff tells us, on administrative leave while this case winds its way through the court system. 3 others who are no longer there. But again, the number here now, up to 20 people either charged in connection to Tony Mitchell's death or have agreed to plead guilty to charges connected to his death. And there are even more charges coming in this case. We'll have continuing coverage of this story on our WBRC News app. Stay with us there for the very latest.